Hi Bella, Sarah from The Upcoming. Pleasure to have you here with us. Wow, what a second movie. I feel like it's sort of gone bigger, bolder, more raunchy. What can fans expect coming in tonight?
Well, obviously, the first film we were wanting to see whether Nick and Noah could get together, and now we want to see if they can stay together. So fans can expect to really enjoy the sexiness and the joy of that relationship being established, and then to feel the drama and the pain of it being tested in quite intense ways.
And I guess where the first one was about falling in love, this is almost about staying in love. Perhaps a bit more grown up. How does that get tested in the real world with distance, ambition, other people coming into your life? So is that kind of a fun part to explore, kind of what happens after you fall in love?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's the bit I'm more interested in. I think a lot of romance films are just that first bit, and then you finish, and it's like, and they live happily ever after, and that's not how it goes in the real world, you know? In the real world, you have to keep living, and life isn't always easy, and it's certainly not for these two. I think... it's a gorgeous story, obviously, that Mercedes has told, but it's going to be painful in places to see how challenging that journey is for our heroes.
And in terms of adapting her work, did you have a scene that you just knew had to stay in, one that was most difficult to write? What were the highlights and challenges?
Oh, it's so tricky adapting something because you know that the fans have this love for the original material and you want to honour that and you want to kind of give them what they want out of it. But it's such a different medium. You know, the books are really long. You can't possibly get every little thing in. And so I suppose what I did was try to keep the spirit of the story and the characters and not, worry if, well, I did worry, but I tried not to worry if I couldn't include, every little scene. So there are definitely some things I would have loved to include that I couldn't. But also there are, some, obviously with it being relocated to London, some things that change but still have the heart of the story that they had. I guess the big scene that I was kind of excited about is the big kind of dramatic climax of the party, which you know from the book where all the drama happens. And it's different from the book, but it hopefully still has that impact.
And I think both equally cause chaos, but at some points I feel like I was more on one team than the other. Did you have a side that you were on, or I think as a writer you have to say neutral?
Well, it was really important to me that we could kind of feel what both of the characters were feeling. I know that the fans have fallen in love with both characters, and I've fallen in love with both characters. And I think, I do think London Nick is slightly different, and I think slightly less naughty than in the books. And so I found it easier, I suppose, to sympathise with him and feel what he was feeling. The way that we slightly tweaked the story in that way was partly for that, so that we felt like we could understand both of their perspectives and why each of them were behaving like they were. And I think it's one of those things where it's not necessarily somebody is the baddie or the goodie. It's just we're humans and we're flawed and we make mistakes. And I think we can forgive them both, I hope.
And I think seeing the success of the last one, are you expecting to be just as big this time around? Has it blown you away?
Oh yeah, I mean, it's insane. This is my first film premiere and it's quite a thrill. And it was such a joy to be writing in a part of a trilogy that I knew there was already so much love for, and obviously seeing Asher and Matthew and the way they brought the characters to life and knowing that they were going to be bringing my words to life was, such a kick.
Amazing. Huge congrats. Really enjoyed tonight. Thanks so much. Cheers.